A wheelchair is essentially, it's your legs, it's your mobility, it's your independence. It is a huge part of your life when you're disabled.
If you look at a base unit with no power options, you'd be looking at around $15,000, and we've gone up as high as $35,000. You know, when you start looking at some of the advanced electronics or environmental controls.
The different options for getting a chair paid for is Medicare, the state funding. In California, we call it Medi-Cal. The rest of the country calls it Medicaid. Your private insurance. Those are your most used options for funding. Medicare comes out and puts everything in groups, and those are the key things you need to know when you're getting funded. Is do I qualify for a group 2, a group 3, or a group 4?
If my Medicare only pays for a code 3 for my chair, am I able to get a code 4 and pay the difference?
Most Medicare chairs are going to be coded either under a group 2 or a group 3. This, because of some of its extreme parameters, is going to be categorized as a group 4. Medicare will fund part of it, but will rely on some private insurance or extra funding to pay for the rest.
So the S636 comes in a group 3 coding with the K0856 and the K0861. The K0856 is what we call our single power tilt or recline. So if somebody only needs to position a single seating function, they can get the 856 code or the K0856 code. The K0861 code is what we call multi-power. The multi-power option allows somebody to get both tilt and recline.
Medicare and funding sources look to reimburse for in-home use, but we as a power mobility manufacturer understand, and we encourage people to get outside because really it's a device for people to go and live their lives. The Quantum 6000Z actually falls into the Group 3 category for Medicare coding, everything from Group 3 standard up to Group 3 multiple power, and as it's configured here, it's the Group 3 multiple power code.
The Autobach B600 power chair is in the Group 3 funding category under the Medicare guidelines.
The X5 is always under a group 4. So it just depends on what kind of funding, but with group 4 funding we see a lot of private insurance, and we see some Medicare with ABNs filed and a down coding. So usually Medicare is not going to pay for it without some out-of-pocket expense. You know, Medicare and private insurance, they look at, well, what do you need to do in the house? I mean, obviously that's important, you know, so it's really looking at the activities of daily living that people need to do, not just in the house, but pretty much everywhere. And you know, it's difficult for some dealers to really kind of think outside that box as well. But I mean, that is our job. You know, that really is our job to help them do that. And even looking at things like, vocational rehabilitation. And that's a huge funding source for our chairs because obviously our chairs can help people do so many things that would get them either back to work or back to school or just more active, doing something rather than just sitting in the house, doing nothing. I mean, because nobody wants to sit in the house and do nothing.
Medicare offers 4 different codes for power wheelchairs. Our chair is coded as a KO880, which is a Group 4 code. Medicare will pay up to a Group 3 code. We build our chairs for the active individuals, and we decided early on not to limit our chairs and cut the quality of our chairs just to meet the funding allowable. We are trying to build the best power chair we physically can. We want the highest performance, the most durability, and just the best all-around chair that we can put out to the industry.
You know, in a day and age when getting anything funded is a constant struggle and a constant fight through insurance, the less equipment you have, the better. I mean, first of all for convenience, but also because it's difficult to get it paid for. So to have a chair that will go indoors and then go outdoors as well is completely priceless. And it gives users independence to not only do things for themselves indoors, but also to enjoy life outdoors as well.
I think that insurance companies, Medicare, Medicaid, if they don't pay for someone to have a wheelchair that's going to benefit their lifestyle, then it's a form of discrimination. I mean, everyone deserves the right to have access and equal access. And if a wheelchair is what's going to give you the access to get out there in the world and do what you want to do, well, then I think you deserve that right to have it.
For details about 8 of the top power wheelchairs on the market today, tune in to the Power Wheelchair Comparison web series. Transportation provided by the Braun Entervan. www.braunability.com. Brought to you by the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation and Gold Pictures. Filmed on location at Universal Studios, California.